The official art of the Trails in the Sky trilogy, a sub-series that is part of the Kiseki meta-series, which is part of a bigger franchise known as the Land of Heroes, spanning over 20 games. Estelle is the main protagonist, and she, together with her adopted brother Joshua, train to become bracers, a combat specialist that protects civilians and their respectful regions. They go on to all kinds of missions with the goal to become senior bracers. Estelle's concept art clearly shows that the artists were quite sure about her appearance from the beginning, with only minor details of her clothes changing compared to the final result. Actually, at the initial intent of the project, her persona was originally swapped with Joshua, but Falcom decided to have a female main protagonist instead. A side note, Noah from the Queen's Blade franchise seems to be inspired by Estelle. That said, out of principle, this girl does not carry any underwear. Now that you know that life-changing fact, Estelle changes her clothing with each installment. She always wears a skirt, jacket and a pauldron on her left shoulder. Her love interest Joshua also likes to change clothes and sometimes slightly alters his hairstyle throughout the series. Other playable characters actually do not differ from their main looks. Not that this is a necessity by any means, especially because most characters need to be memorable and can't get away with their personality in the first place, and that is one of the strengths of the art. All characters do show their personality well, especially in group pictures, like this bonus illustration for example, where Zin can drink to his heart's content, and Shiraz is jealous because if she did, she would spoil the mood by changing into a bossy personality. This aside, because the Land of Heroes cast is quite big, it is necessary to have a variety of weapons, and Falcom doesn't cease to shy from that. Instead of the standard sword heroes, they like to use unpopular weapons such as the bowstaff, tonfas, guns, whips, fencing swords and scythes. The artists of the first 3 games are Yoshina and Hakam, who you might know from the Secret and Trials of Mana remake art. Nonetheless, the basic art design is typical manga that we all know and love. But the actual power of the art is that most of the time the characters are in motion, which makes the characters look energetic and ready for action. This reminds me a lot of another Falcom series, Ys. Personally, I think this is really interesting and edges a bit towards Capcom, who actually has an internal art guide on how to draw Street Fighter characters. In this case, Falcom basically allows their artists to play around with the scenery illustrations, which is in most games reserved. To elaborate, they like to do seasonal holiday promotional art, such as swimsuits at the beach for summer, picking up leaves in autumn, enjoying Christmas, heck, even gambling at the casino. These type of illustrations show the characters in a different light. Of course, they have a lot of story-driven scenario art as well. That aside, a lot of the light-hearted illustrations are made on postcards, which is a pretty common medium for game art. Just for fun, we compare with these Square Enix postcards. You can see most of the time that these are rehashes of the official art, instead of rather more unique scenarios. Not that I'm against this, but I mean, when was the last time you saw Square Enix characters at the pajama party? Aside from fan art. I'm fancy light novel author GP Fux, and in my eyes Falcom Studios may be not the most popular developer out there, but they always get it right when it comes down to energetic art and awesome music.